Welcome to Stories Aloud, where stories don't just entertain, they disturb, comfort, and stay with you. Today's tale is The Lottery by Shirley Jackson, a quiet village tradition with a horrifying truth.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Shirley Jackson's The Lottery. It's one of those stories that just sticks with you. We're going to explore its layers today, looking beyond just the plot to really understand its power and what it might say about us, about society.
Definitely. And what's fascinating here, I think, is how a seemingly simple narrative, almost folksy, can hold so many complex, uncomfortable truths. Really resonates, doesn't it, even all these years later?
It absolutely does. And it starts so deceptively, almost sneakily ordinary, like you said, almost folksy. The story paints this picture. It was a clear, warm June morning. The flowers bloomed. The grass was green. Some kids laughing, the perfect summer day. And then that line, summer always brought the lottery, just dropped in there. Right. And that's where Jackson immediately sets up this tension. You've got the idyllic scenes, sunshine, warmth, community, but the title hangs over it. The lottery.
Yeah.
It creates this immediate, subtle background hum of unease beneath the calm surface. It's brilliant.
Yeah, unease is the perfect word. And the village itself, it feels so familiar. It's 300 people. Everyone knows their business, their secrets. They're all gathering in the square, 10 o'clock sharp. Men joking, women chatting. It all sounds so normal. But then you get that detail about the kids piling up stones.
Stacking them in neat piles. And that image, which seems so innocent at first glance, maybe it's just kids playing, it's actually chilling foreshadowing. It makes you ask, doesn't it? How easily can these mundane, everyday actions, these little preparations we don't even think about, become part of something dark?
Yeah.
Especially when it's just what we do.
That's a really unsettling thought. And speaking of what we do, let's talk about the ritual itself. You've got Mr. Summers' clean white shirt and the black box. The story describes it so vividly: old, splintered wood, faded paint, worn smooth from years, decades of fingers. It's been used forever. There's no prize. Not really. It's just a ritual.
Exactly. That box is so loaded with meaning. It's not just holding slips of paper. It's basically tradition itself, made tangible, something passed down, used over and over. But the reason why, totally forgotten, lost to time, it connects to that bigger idea, the sheer weight of custom, of history, how heavy that can be, even when the why is gone. Nobody remembers why they started it, but they keep doing it every single year. It shows this deep, almost unquestioning adherence.
Blind adherence, maybe.
Yeah, blind adherence is a good way to put it.
And then you have Old Man Warner. He's seen 77 of these things. And he comes out with that line, lottery in June, corn be heavy soon.
Right. That line is so revealing. It points towards some kind of primitive, maybe superstitious origin, like a sacrifice for a good harvest. But the key thing is, even if that was the original reason, it's completely detached now. It's become this justification, this rote phrase, but the actual meaning behind the action, gone. It's just what you say, what you do, because it's always been done.
Doing something just because.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so the drawing starts, and the tension just ramps up, doesn't it? The names are called one by one, heads of household, men, mostly. Everyone goes up, draws a slip from the box, that hush over the crowd, even the kids are still, and then that agonizing wait until every single family is drawn. Only then does Mr. Summers give the signal, open them.
That whole sequence, it's such a powerful illustration of collective behavior under pressure. That shared silence, the anticipation, you can almost feel it. And the reactions when the papers are opened, rustling paper, eyes scanning, then relief, frowns, silence. That silence is deafening, isn't it? What does it really tell you about the communities? This shared dread, this collective holding of breath, massive relief for those who are safe, for now, and this unspoken, horrifying understanding of what's coming for someone else.
And this time, that someone else involves the Hutchinson family, specifically Tessie. Her husband, Bill, draws the marked paper first for the family, and Tessie immediately cries out, "You didn't give him enough time! It isn't fair!" But the crowd. The story says they were unmoved, and this detail just hits so hard. Even her own husband stood silent beside her.
Yeah. That's where it gets really chilling, I think. You see the stark injustice Tessie is facing, right? But it's set against this wall of cold indifference from her neighbors, her friends, and her husband's silence. That's just devastating. It's complicity in its rawest form. It really highlights one of the story's core messages, doesn't it? How quickly that surface layer of community, of friendliness can just evaporate under the pressure of tradition, especially tradition like this. Silence becomes agreement. Silence is complicity.
It's terrifying. And the ritual isn't even over. It gets worse. Because Bill Hutchinson drew the marked slip for the family, now the whole family has to draw again. individually. Bill, Tessie, their 3 kids, 1 slip each from the box. Again, they draw. Again, they open the papers. And this time, the black dot. It's on Tessie's paper. Her screams again, "It isn't right. It isn't fair," just repeated over and over.
Yeah, that repetition is key. It emphasizes how desperate she is, how futile her struggle is against this monolithic custom. And the story points out, crucially, no one listened. It's the ultimate example of the group crushing the individual. The power of the collective, especially when driven by unquestioned tradition, just completely overwhelms her voice. Her cries aren't just ignored, they're dismissed, like she's breaking the rules by protesting.
And then the climax, it's just brutal. The villagers, these same people who smiled at her, chatted with her that morning, they step forward. Every single one picks up a stone. From those piles the kids made earlier, even her own young son, Davy, is handed a few pebbles. And then everyone began to throw.
Ugh, yeah. It's the final horrifying reveal, isn't it? The whole thing, the ritual, the tradition, the implied sacrifice, it's all carried out with this disturbing routineness, so unquestioned. Like you said, the analysis points out how this community shows how evil wears the mask of custom, and crucially, how silence is complicity. It really forces you to confront that idea of the banality of evil, how ordinary people can do horrific things when they're just following orders, or in this case, just following tradition, blind conformity.
So the lottery, it uses this incredibly ordinary, almost boring setting to expose these really deep, uncomfortable truths about how we behave, how we stick to traditions without thinking, and that quiet horror of everyone just going along with a collective complicity, it definitely stays with you. So as we wrap up here, what's the takeaway? What does this mean for us reading it today?
Well, I think it challenges us, doesn't it? It makes you pause and think about, are there small, unquestioned traditions or social norms in our lives, in our communities? Are there any sort of metaphorical lotteries that we participate in, maybe without even realizing it, without understanding the real cost? And maybe the bigger question is, how do you challenge a custom when the why behind it is completely lost? When it's just how things are done? It's a heavy question, and it definitely lingers long after you finish the story.
It really does. If this story chilled you, share it. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe to Stories Aloud, where we tell the stories that refuse to be ignored. Until next time, keep listening.